I'm here. Yeah, you see me. Yeah. Hey y'all, it's when the bomb boom, and I am back with another YouTube video. And today we're going to be reacting to "Do All Women Think the Same?" Well, I have to make sure I lock the door because my siblings be doing a lot sometimes. Like, you're doing too much, child. Anyways, we're going to be reacting to "Do All Women Think the Same?" And yeah, it's up there. And if it's up there, then it's, excuse me, let's restart that. And if it's up there, then it's stuck there, period. If you disagree with something that I say, you know, let me know, put it in the comments. Volume at 100 so y'all can hear it correctly.
Telling a woman she should do something is actually anti-feminist. We're told all the time from so many people what we should be, how we should act. So the question in itself goes against what I believe as a feminist anyway.
You guys go follow me on my IG, my Twitter, and my Snapchat, by the way. I know how to change the tire. I don't. Why was that the first question?
Like, I know, like, the step 1 through 5, but, like, to actually do it, I don't think I could, like, be confident enough to just do it, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know there were 5 steps anyway, so that's why I'm here. Like, no.
I have changed my tire multiple times. Just shows that I'm not a great driver, but I learned myself, and I had to because I popped my tire a lot.
Boys and girls should be raised the same way. 3,
Boys and girls should be raised the same way. I don't think so. I disagree. Before they even say anything, I disagree that boys and girls should be raised the same way. And because there's certain lessons that go, I don't know, like if it's basic stuff like respect, virtue, standing on what you say, expressing yourself, like that's normal stuff. But we're talking about, like, let's see what they say and then I can respond to it.
There shouldn't be any difference in the fundamental life things that we all should know. And I think that if we were all raised the same, there wouldn't be pay differences. Like, we'd all be on the same slate. So
okay, she just said if we were all raised the same, there wouldn't be paid differences. Is she talking about the wage gap again between men and women? I also talked about that in my feminist discussion. You guys can actually search it up. The wage gap has been debunked by a lot of economists. You know, like I say, if y'all want me to make a video on why I'm not a feminist, or y'all want to come on my channel, not my channel, yeah, my channel, but through IG Live, and then, you know, I'll record it from there and post it on my channel, then y'all just let me know, okay? If y'all don't want a whole video, y'all just want to ask me a question in the comments, y'all can just go ahead. But it has actually been debunked. I agree that fundamental stuff, like I said, like virtue, like not lying, like you don't tell a boy that you can lie and tell a girl no, you're not supposed to lie. Like there's certain stuff that as a child you need to know. So
switching to agree. I actually don't want kids, but if I were to decide to do that, I would want them to grow up in that environment where there's no difference between you two. You don't have like a curfew that she doesn't have, or vice versa.
I agree with you, but I also think...
Okay, she brought up, I agree with what she said, but she brought up curfew. It depends on the age. If the boy is older and then the girl is, like, unless they're twins and, you know, they're the same age. But then again, it depends. You as a mother knows the child that is more responsible. You know, you should know your child's friend. So when it comes to curfew, I don't think it was that great of an example. So yeah, I know I'm like critiquing everything. Like I've already paused like 5 times. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's my commentary. Do you get me?
I think that we have, like where we are now, we wish there was a perfect world. So we want to raise our kids and say, treat everyone the same. Yes, absolutely, you treat everyone the same, but recognize that not everyone believes that way. Like if we teach our boys the responsibility that they have not taking advantage of someone when they've had too much to drink, I just think that there's an awareness that you have to teach boys being men and also girls like becoming women.
I totally
Every woman
agree.
should be a feminist.
Every woman should be a feminist. Let's see.
2, 1.
I disagree. I'm not even one. I disagree.
I just think that feminism in recent years have just become extreme.
Well, it's like the
Yes.
60s. It's like if you're a feminist, then like you're anti-man.
That's
Like
why,
what?
yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I don't think it should be anti-man. I think we should all be empowering men to support women too.
Right.
And bringing them into the conversation. I think right now feminism is like, we don't need you, but we do.
I
Yes.
agree with that, but also I think that women have been put down for so long that we kind of need to go a little bit extreme in the opposite direction.
do you need to
just
be
so that we can come to the
bashing
middle?
men, though?
Because otherwise the men aren't going to meet us in the middle.
Well, feminism by default is sort of the idea to make decisions for yourself and what fuels you, and telling a woman she should do something is actually anti-feminist. So, because we're told all the time from so many people what we should be, how we should act, how we should address, how we should communicate. So the question in itself goes against what I believe as a feminist anyway.
She looked.
I believe abortion.
No, I just like looked at the way her eyes were.
2,
Like,
1,
wait, what did it say?
3.
I believe abortion should be illegal. Okay, before they even say anything, this is how I feel about it. I don't think abortion or like what a woman does with her body should be something that's like imposed by the law. But I don't think it should be something that's imposed or told like by the law, because it's just kind of weird. Yeah, mostly that these people that are in power are men, but I'm pro-life. I don't believe in killing babies. And then if you're pro-choice, your thing will probably be you let her, she can do whatever she wants with her body. Obviously everyone knows that, but I can say my own opinion. I don't think we should be killing babies, because you guys don't know actually how abortion goes. But I don't even want to get in all of those details. Like I said, I can make a video on it, because I tend to start talking too much and moving away from the main point. I'm pro-life, so I don't think abortion should be illegal. Like, I don't think it has to be like a state or like a country thing. But I I'm like on the fence with it, but I am pro-life. I don't think anyone should be aborting babies. But then again, if you're not in a good situation, you're going to raise the baby. The baby's not going to have a lot. You want to give your child the best. I'm sure that is part of the arguments for people that are pro-choice and all of that. But yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Oh, here we go.
She said here we go.
I think it's circumstantial, because I do believe there are instances where if the mother is going to be severely harmed by a birth, that is where abortion would be.
Yeah, obviously,
okay, in my
obviously,
opinion.
yeah.
And I think it also, the exception
We're
also
just
would be in
talking.
the cases of rape.
I think when most people ask that, they're just talking about. We're not talking about the exceptions. Like if she has 7 babies and is going to harm her, or just like stuff like that. We're not talking about when she's. You think people really gonna say don't have an abortion if it's gonna kill you? I mean, you think people gonna really be saying that you should give birth even if it's gonna kill you? No, we're talking about deliberately getting pregnant and then killing the baby because you don't want it, knowing that you knew what was gonna happen. but you let yourself get into that position. Like, I think that's what they're talking about. We're not talking about the exceptions.
But all other circumstances where you made a choice, I'm pro-life. I think we all should deserve a chance at life.
So I
Yeah,
definitely
I'm pro-life
second that.
as well.
I agree with that statement. But I feel like the heavy restrictions that are placed on it by our government, just dictating what we can do with our bodies, is really infuriating. And then seeing people who have kids and resent it for the rest of their lives and raising children that they never wanted, it's frustrating.
And so do you think that those parents that are struggling with raising their children, that they didn't have the option for adoption or other ways?
It depends. Like, for a lot of cultures, adoption is not okay. So they would not be able to do that.
What culture? Y'all let me know what culture don't like adoption. I don't mind strangers flirting with me. I don't. It's actually funny to me because can't do nothing. Like,
Tastefully is the word that comes to mind. Like, I enjoy a tasteful. You look fantastic, right?
That's true. If it's wanted, it's fine, but then, like, you can't mind read. How would you know? We've all had, like, bad flirting experiences. But then, like, I'm thinking, there's a couple I've had where they're like, excuse me, I just want to let you know you're very beautiful. Please have a nice day. And I'm like, okay, thank you. You know, and, like, something like that. That's, like, short and sweet, and there's no expectation. I think that's the thing.
I mean, and I'm from New York, so I'm just like automatically on autopilot. Like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. Like, my whole life you have the cat calls, but you have like the derogatory cat calls. So if I don't look at you, if I don't speak to you, I'm a bee. I'm all these things, but it's like, but if I did give you the time of day, then what would I be?
And I don't think like every guy is like that, but it's just so
Right.
much easier and safer to just assume.
To assume that nothing is, and it's not a good way to live, obviously, but that's just.
Well, because then my question is who gets let in? And how do you determine who gets let in? And how do you function
If they start the, I guess, relationship in a non-romantic or sexual way, like if it's not like a flirty, it's just like you just meet people at places and they just talk to you, and just talk to you like a normal person.
I support the Me Too movement.
Y'all let me know, give me some background on the Me Too movement. I know it's for women that have been assaulted in a workplace. They get to say, oh, this happened to me too, hence the name. But I would assume that the Me Too movement is mostly for women, especially that they're asking it in this segment. So for men that have also been sexually assaulted, like, do they have to come up with their own thing, or are they accepted as well? Because there are men that have been victim to this, but you know, men don't talk about their feelings. They're not, you know, they're not cats. Not to say the other word, they're not cats. They're not the P word, so.
2, 1.
I mean, I support that you should come out if you've been a victim.
Well, at the
before.
heart of it, I
Like,
think that the Me Too movement
I'm not sure
is
about the movement.
about women that have been in situations, whether it's work or personal, where they haven't been in a safe space to speak up or share. And the burden that's on us to protect men or other people by not speaking what has happened to us is actually, can be like PTSD. It's like traumatic to your system. Like, I experienced going through being sexually harassed, and this happened in 2013, and I still have never come out about it.
Statistically speaking, like, the number of women who are raped, there's exponentially more than who actually report it. So when I think about the Me Too movement, like, there's strength in numbers. You know, when it started, I was like, I don't know if I want to post about this. I don't know how I feel. But what it did do was it gave me the strength to actually share with someone else.
I'm realizing as everyone's talking, like, the reason I'm not in that line is because when Me Too was a big movement, I didn't have the strength or courage to be a part of it. So in my mind, it's like still there of like, if I didn't have the courage to be part of the movement, and I still don't have the courage to stand in that line, because that's almost admitting that I've had like multiple things happen, you know?
And so you're representing all the other women that feel the same way. And
Yeah.
so they see you and they relate to you on that. So you're helping other women by saying that.
I believe the world would be better if it were run by women. 3,
No.
2, 1.
Not that it wouldn't be better, it's just that there's trash women too. Just like there's trash men. Like, and this is part of, and I was also talking about this in my feminism discussion that I had on my IG. Like, there's trash men just like there's trash women. So this also can like go hand in hand with feminism. Like, no, the world would not necessarily be a better place. So let's see what they say.
How is it any different than saying I believe that the world would be better if it were run by men? Like, if we're going to say that on this token, we get that on that token, that's not even balanced at all.
I think what my thought process is
Facts.
in the current state that we're in right now, then I think that it would be once we get to the place where we are able to raise our children the same way, and like women aren't afraid to like go outside, and like guys don't have like toxic masculinity, then it's like anybody can run the country, and like it's all going to be the same because we're all raised the same. But I think for right now in the place that we're in, I think women have a better understanding of that.
But I think it's hard because when you have little boys that are growing up that are just not even accountable, or nor should they be,
They're gonna
for
wanna
things
be
that
girls.
even their fathers might have done or their grandfathers, and then saying like women should be running the world. It's the same thing. Where how is that different than in the 1950s? 7-year-old little girls were told men should be in positions of power.
Maybe if we had more women in leadership, in C-suite,
Don't ask me.
in
Hold on, hold on,
Congress,
hold
like
on.
what if we had
You in my business? Don't do that. Child.
more women in leadership, period. It doesn't have to be running the world, maybe.
Yeah.
But if we just had more women and women of color,
Women,
different
hold
backgrounds.
on. Disagree with that. The world wouldn't necessarily be a better place if it was run by women. And I think the lady said, the black lady with the hair said that we need more women in those higher positions. And I would like to correct that and say more intellectual women. We're not going to be putting no women in there that be rapping to WAP on her IG, because WAP is not female empowerment. I was going to do a reaction. I was going to talk about that. Let me know if y'all want to talk about that. If y'all want me to talk about that. But WAP is not no female empowerment. When you singing about, no, we're not having not that type of female. No.
If we had more diversity in general in leadership around the world, it would be a better place.
That's why I chose this one too, because I don't think it should be one or the other. I definitely think that when it's only man run, they're missing the rest of society. You can't really operate the world.
That's true though.
In government or leadership if you're not embracing the second half of society.
Exactly, seeing other
Problem
points
with
of
what
view.
some people think feminism is that you have to bring people down in order to raise people up. But
That's
you don't
what
have
it is
to do
now.
that. Like, you can raise women up to be in positions of power without pushing men down. And I think that is a misconception.
I'm glad she said that, because that's how feminism is today. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how we want it to be. You know, we can praise ourselves, call ourselves queen, this and that, without bashing men. But that's not how it is now. Now it's F niggas, F this, F that, we don't need you. That's what it has turned into. And can I just remind y'all, feminism was started by white women. It wasn't even meant for black women or women of color. Just leave your comments down below. Leave me some video suggestions. Let me come back to the center. Give some video suggestions. I'm about to go to Top Golf. I'm about to go golfing. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.